Hi. Okay, it says I'm live. Can I see the chat today? The last time, no, that was 2 times ago when I couldn't see the chat. Can we get more light? Like, what are we doing? Okay, there we got light. This is my favorite time of the week. All right, super duper happy. Let me turn my phone ring it down. Super duper happy to be here this week. We're talking about clutter. And I have a different definition for clutter a little bit, and I'm going to give you a big tip on how to fix it, but also I'm going to hopefully like open your eyes and your mind and your heart a little bit to some clutter that you really didn't know was there. So first off, hello, 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 and I'm going to tell you, what to do about it. Hello, hello, hello. If you are, if you've been being healthier, if you've been enjoying these huddles, if you like having some place to come every week, every Sunday, and think about yourself and love on yourself and think about, okay, what can I do this week to enjoy a healthier life? What can I put a little energy into this week? I'm so happy to provide this space for us. And so I'm super glad you're here. So if you've been doing anything, excuse me, if you've been doing anything this week that was a little healthier, drop something in the chat. It could be an emoji, it could be a hello, it could be just letting everybody on the in the huddle here know what you've been up to. I would love to hear from you in the comments when you have a chance. Scotty's in the house. Scotty says a hello, hello, hello. Well, hello. Oh, also, it is Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday when this at the time of this recording. So it's big excitement for Americans who are into football. My home state is actually playing. So pretty exciting, pretty exciting. They ain't never done nothing for me, but I'm just saying, we're from the same place. All right, I got healthy hair riddles in the heels. Happy Sunday to you. She says she's making a healthy brunch. Strange. I got Melanie. Oh, Melanie's in the house. Hi, baby. Mwah. So great to see you. Always, always, always. All right, my loves. Guess what else? Please, I got to remember to tell y'all this. Please, please, please like. And there's a little place if you're, so I know some of y'all are doing your nails and making your brunch and getting your healthier stuff. And this is something you have on the background to just keep you focused on your health. And I love all that. But if you can, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you have not already. And there's like a little place in the chat. Mine, it just looks like a heart where you can hit like little emojis and stuff. So if you're enjoying something, do hit that, because I got to start now thinking about YouTube and the algorithm and engagement and stuff, because we're going to build, but we're going to be here for a long time. It's not going to be like a lot of intense high pressure. We're just going to build over time, because health is something that you and I both are going to want for the rest of our lives. So we'll be here every week for the duration. Okay. So I asked you to like, subscribe, click the link below. Okay, so this is another thing that I just did this morning for this huddle. And it'll be there every week, but there's a link. Thank you all. I see the parties and the hearts. Yes, thank you so much. There's a link below. If you want to give me your name and email address, I want to put together a mailing list for like newsletters, because I realize there's a lot of information that I get that isn't really right for the huddle. And if I don't have time to make videos about it, I was thinking like maybe I'll do a newsletter like once every, I don't know, probably 4 to 6 months or something like that, and just put you all up on whatever game that I haven't been able to share through the channel. Also, I am creating a healthy habits journal, the one that I wish I had when I was just getting started into paying attention to this kind of stuff, the one that I wish that I had now also, that I've been doing this for a while. But I'm going to make my own healthy habits journal that has everything that I think you will need to really centralize your journey and to have something to go back to. And I'm going to be giving away advanced copies. So if you fill out the link at the bottom of the description, or somewhere in the description where there'll be a link, it's just like a 4-question Google form, be really easy, then you can be on my list for that as well. Y'all, we are in the single digits as far as how many subscribers we need to where I can start making these Sunday huddles on my phone. So thank you for that. So if you know somebody in your life who'd like to have a place to come every Sunday morning and have this ritual that is about health and positivity, please do share this channel with your loved ones. All right. Oh my goodness, look who's in the house. I got Crola organizing her kitchen. I love when y'all get in here and get positive and use this time to your benefit. I am here for it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you, and I love hearing what you're doing with yourselves during this time. It makes me so happy. Oh, I got Jordan Victoria in the house. Happy Sunday, beautiful. So happy you're here. And Sean, yes. Sean says, I have been making acai. Okay. Making acai bowls. That is something I have never done. You are giving me goals. Just shared your link. We'll do more. Oh, thank you so much, Mel. Bring everybody in. We can all use a healthier life. And we can all use a decluttered life. I don't know what the screen is doing, but my sofa is completely covered right now with clothes. I'm redoing my closets. I'm decluttering this and that. And that is why I wanted to talk to you today about clutter. It is everywhere. It's in more places than we think. And I'm going to tell you the central principle about clutter. We're going to go through some examples, and I'm going to tell you my best suggestion and some real mindset things about clutter that I hope will liberate you from being overwhelmed with stuff, whether that's physical things in your environment or clutter as it shows up at other places. And let's get into it. Okay, so the typical type of clutter that we think about, which is hugely important, is clutter in our environments, in our homes, and that kind of thing, right? But how do you know the difference between clutter and just stuff that you have? So essentially, there are, in my view, essentially, there are three factors that go into the difference between something that has become clutter in your life and something that is actually just a thing. And I'll break it down to one thing, and then I'll tell you what I mean. Does it serve you? Does it actually serve you? Because what happens a lot of times, we'll have a thing and we'll go, oh, but this thing has a purpose, because purpose is one of the things that people think about. Clutter is typically purpose. It comes down to purpose, organization, and value. Like what value is it bringing in my life? So a person goes, oh, like I might go in here and go, oh, what is that? That's taking up so much space. That is a snowmobile and a snow shovel and a snowsuit. So, they really have a strong purpose, because it's for snow. But I live in Southern California. I don't know that it's ever snowed since I've been here, forever. So they have a purpose, but they're not actually bringing value in my life. And here is the thing. When I say, does something serve you? It should be enriching you. Anything that you own should be benefiting you. It should be enriching you. You should be on the profit side of the equation. So you gave something in order to get it, and now you're giving that thing space in your life. What is it giving you in return? So we all have this thing of like, oh, well, maybe if someday down the road I could, whatever. That is the trap. What is the value today? And the underbelly, the emotional underbelly of it is, I'm afraid I won't be able to replace it. That is the fear. That is the the emotional underbelly that's there. Well, if I get rid of the snowmobile because, the weather's been changing and So that's the sort of labyrinth that happens with it. So I'm going to get into some more of the areas, but I just want you to keep that principle in mind. Is it serving me? I already did the exchange to bring it into my life. Now, am I continuing to pay in space and time and energy and visual clutter and everything else? And then what is it giving me back? What is that equation looking like? Am I being enriched by it, or is it sucking me dry? Scotty says, I swear clutter is able to breed and reproduce. It does. It does. I think it attracts. It attracts more that's like itself. And it's all coming from our energy, right? So if my standards and if my self-image and if my habits are such that those are the results. So you can think of how you show up in life can be like an equation. And if the equation, remember when you learned those graph equations, and if it was like x equals y minus 1, there would be that equation that would just get closer and closer and closer to the line, but it would never touch. It's like always running at a little bit of a deficit, always taking away. Or like if you have a business and you have to spend $12 to make $10, the equation is off. You are never going to profit. So when you look at the things in your life, like Scotty's saying, they're breeding and reproducing, but it's because of how am I living? What is the equation that I'm living by that has me getting more and more and more and more inundated with all of these things in my life? Mel says everything is replaceable. Melanie, everything is replaceable, and some relationships are replaceable too. I'm not saying people are replaceable, but I'm saying that as we grow and change, we can have relationship clutter as well. Mel says, I let go of everything when I moved, and I can't even remember everything I had. All right, this is the last thing I'm going to say about stuff in our spaces. That's not actually the last thing, but I have like so many other areas of clutter that I want to point out, and then we'll circle back and integrate it all. But Melanie has an important point that I was not planning on talking about today, but I'm so glad you said what you said, Mel. If you have ever paid for storage, I used to pay for storage units. Oh, I got to have this, I got to have that, I got to know where to store it. I have had the experience. It took me, I think, twice to do this to realize it was a joke and it was a scam. I was scamming myself. I was paying, so storage now is really expensive, at least where I live in Southern California, but I was paying, say, $100, $200 a month, which was, or maybe around 100, I don't know, to put stuff in the storage place. So let's say I kept that storage for 2 years. So I paid $2,400. I went back to clear out my storage, And I was looking at that junk in there, like Melanie said, that I couldn't remember everything that was in there because I remember it was like, oh, I had an entryway table and I had things that I had really, selected and felt so proud to have when I got them and I didn't want to lose them. And I'd been handed down principles that you don't waste stuff and you keep things forever. That was a different era. If we inherited things from our grandparents and our people before us and previous generations in terms of ideas, I'm not talking about actual belongings that we inherited. I'm saying if we inherited these ideas of save things and take care of them and this and that and the other thing, that can be a great idea, but you also that doesn't get handed down to us with the trigger that tells us when something has moved from being an asset to us to a liability. So if it is something that is not serving me and it's taking more energy for me to maintain it, or it's taking more money for me to keep it in storage, or it's taking more out of me than it is actually giving to me, that should be like a little trigger, like a thermostat trigger that says, uh-oh, the equation has now flipped and I am being drained by this thing. I think our ancestors and the people before us didn't hand us down those things because it was different in their time. They weren't so inundated with stuff. Today, we can, like Melanie said, we can replace it, replace it, replace it, replace it, replace it. Now, if we don't feel like we have money to replace it, that can also make us kind of freeze up. And I have the best fix for that as well. But let's see. My healthy hair says, Melanie says, absolutely. Healthy hair says, clutter sucks your time because you spend hours looking for the things you need because the clutter is blocking your view. Let it go. That's right. Chroma says, right. Scotty says, so on point, honey. Okay, now let's get into the deeper. So that's clutter in our space. And we all know about visual clutter. So sometimes you have clutter, but like you can put it behind something. That can be better temporarily if you're working on it. If you can, hide your clutter from yourself because visually it can be extremely taxing just to have stuff everywhere. And I'm going to build this up to an actual plan of execution. I just want you to think of some other ways. So there's functional clutter as well. So it may not be something that is technically clutter, like your front door might not be clutter, but it can be functional clutter. Clock it. Functional clutter is something that every time you use it, it taxes you a little bit. It's not enriching you. It's not being easy. It's not making your life smoother. Every time you go through your front door, you hear a squeaking noise and the little air draft thing that's supposed to like keep the air from flowing in and out is kind of scraping and getting in the way and you have to jiggle the handle. My garage where I park my car, you have a key that you're supposed to use to get into the garage. And every single time I have to go and go, and then finally the thing will open. It's not the worst thing in the world, but that is functional clutter. You have a drawer that you have to be real careful every time you open it, functional clutter. So things that aren't in good working condition can also drain your energy and not serve you because functionally they have become clutter. They have lost the value that they're bringing in certain ways. We thought about this if we've ever looked back at our relationship history or looked at our love life and said, this isn't really serving me. Romantic clutter. Not only relationships that we have in our lives, but how about memories? How about romantic clutter from the past? How about ideas about what romance and love are supposed to be that are just fairy tales meant to make us, buy Disney movies and stuff like that? We can have a lot of clutter in our minds about what is supposed to be or what big payoff we're going to get in something someday down the road. I really encourage you to think in ways that help you be in heaven today. So romantic clutter can be a thing. Emotional clutter that's not in the romantic kind, but just from your life. Like if you've accumulated trauma, if you've accumulated hurt feelings, if you've accumulated resentment, that is internal clutter. That is in your spiritual, mental, emotional house. It's clutter. It's not serving you. So these are things to be aware of. And there are things you can do to work it out and to get rid of it. And also just start fresh. Know that you can just start fresh. And when I give you my favorite tools for this in just a second, you can also apply it in the emotional realm, in your relationships and in your mind and stuff like that. So I hope everybody's feeling it. I hope you can identify with what I'm saying and it's making sense to you. You can always hit those hearts and those thumbs up if you'd like. Past pain, emotional conflict, disappointment, all that kind of stuff. Instead of looking at it like, oh, my feelings are so hurt and oh, this is so bad and oh, this means something about me as a person, look at it for how it can benefit you. Look at it and say, wait, what can I learn? How am I different today? Even if you're like, I don't know if I'm different today, decide that you're different today. Never again. Some of the best things that you can tell yourself are never again. I have learned, that's what it took for me to learn, and never again. I won't do that again. So those kinds of things can be actually very helpful. And you don't want to let those things make you smaller. Like, oh, I'll never love again. No, love is a good thing, but how can it say, I learned that trying to think of love in that way and apply love in that way didn't really work out for me under those circumstances. What can I learn and what can I do differently? Because I'm not going to go without love, but I am going to clear out the clutter of the pain and decide that I can start fresh again today. Identity clutter, gender, class, appearance, how we talk to ourselves. This can be identity clutter. Oh, I don't do that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, that must be amazing. Oh, wow, other people can do that. No, this is just identity clutter. Who says that things are off limits to you? If nowhere else, you can do it in your mind. If you don't believe yet that you can live it in real life, let yourself do it in your mind. If you think about it, we can become even imprisoned in our own minds. We won't let ourselves think of things. Think about how crazy that is. We won't let ourselves think of things that we might enjoy because it's like, oh, I'm just going to face the disappointment of not having it in my real life. You're in your real life no matter what you're thinking about. Why not benefit yourself, add value by allowing yourself to think of things that sound pleasurable, look at things that look beautiful. Okay, so you don't have to focus on the part about like, I'm not on the yacht. I don't want to look at a picture of the yacht because I'm not on the yacht. Well, that's not thinking about the yacht. That's thinking about not being on the yacht. You see what I'm saying? So identity clutter can be a thing. Rut clutter, habit clutter. Oh, this is just what it is. You know, this is just my state of that kind of, oh, woe is me. That is a trap. That is like, I don't know what else to call it, but rut clutter. You can change. You can be different. Just by deciding that you can, it can move you a long way. So if you've always been a person who had a cluttered house, you have gotten in that rut, but today you can change that and you don't have to be that person anymore. It's just a set of behaviors and every behavior can be changed. So I want you to be encouraged by that. Social clutter. What are we doing that's not really serving us? That kind of thing. Okay, now let's get into what I'm going to tell you to do about it. I think you get the idea that it's about the things in your life, the relationships in your life, the ideas in your life, how you think about yourself. Everything in your life should serve you and have purpose and value for you. Otherwise, it is clutter. Emotional clutter, start fresh. That is right. And Melanie says, I've definitely been clearing relationship clutter. I know you haven't. I love that. My Jordan Victoria said, hashtag live in heaven today. Amen. I heard somebody say the other day that we were not, that people think that we live and then die and then go to heaven. And he said, no, it's the opposite. We are born into heaven. This realm right here can be our heaven or can be our hell. And that is between our ears. That is in our heart, like how we choose to handle the day. Thank you for the hearts and love, my loves. Scotty says identity clutter is huge. Thank you for shedding light on that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. I love when I feel like y'all are getting some nourishment out of what I'm saying. It makes me honestly so happy. Thank you. Okay, so how do we cure it? What do we do? So I said earlier that the fear, the little underbelly of fear that lies beneath people's choice to not get rid of things is because they don't feel like they have the choice. They feel powerless. They feel threatened. They feel, I know she says, oh, anything can be replaced, but I don't really have money and I'm afraid I won't be able to get it back. You know what you do? When you feel like you can't replace stuff, you're inundated, you're overwhelmed, you have too much of whatever it is that's not serving you, but you feel like I can't let it go because what if I can't replace it? You turn on your heels and you look that bully in the eye and you slash it. Do you know how you do that? The same way you cure loneliness. They say the only cure for loneliness is solitude. The only cure for loneliness is solitude. What does that mean? It means shifting your mind. So if you're afraid to not have stuff because you don't feel powerful to get more stuff, flip it on its head. Decide that you're a minimalist. Abstain. Get rid of it. Become rich in open space. Become rich in open time. Like Healthy Hair was saying, like if you have so much stuff, you're looking for stuff, you're moving around stuff. No, let it go. Decide that this is your choice. There is a huge difference between starvation and fasting. And the difference is choice. There's a huge difference between consensual, intimate relations and non-consensual. And it's about choice. So if you're being bullied by that fear that I can't, flip it. Turn around and flip it and say, you know what? I'm choosing freedom. I'm choosing to get rid of all this stuff. That is my choice. Exercising that choice, exercising that power, that in itself is going to step you up. That's going to pull you up. And if you end up getting rid of a bunch of stuff. My favorite thing to do, yeah, so do something. I was just making sure I'm going to tell you all the stuff. Oh, and I have another little tip for you here too. Let's see here. Chroma says, what about nostalgia? Thank you for the hearts, babe. Thank you for the hearts. What about nostalgia? I'm a huge, huge nostalgia person. I have bags of photos, letters, pictures, yearbooks, all kinds of stuff that I have dragged with me. I probably moved 5 times in the last year or something like that. I have dragged them with me everywhere. That is something that matters to me. But this is what I will say about nostalgia. If you know that you're a nostalgic person and you need to keep some things, limit it and treat it well. So these are the things that I'm picking for my nostalgia. Pay attention to it. Organize it. Don't just have a big room. Oh, that's my nostalgia room. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to live and you're going to die. We all will. And you're going to have that big room of stuff that you never go look at. And people are going to be like, oh my God, all this old stuff. Oh, I got to go through it and I got to whatever. And it's going to be junk. It's going to be junk. If you don't care for it, organize it, put it in something safe. So what I have done periodically is go through my thing of nostalgic things, all my pictures and stuff, and I organized it. And I really advocate, this is the second thing I was looking down that I wanted to say to you guys, do something extreme to get rid of the clutter. Do something extreme. So if you have a bunch of nostalgic stuff, put it all on one pile. I remember when I did, I think I have a picture of it somewhere. I took an aerial view from my room. Like I got up on like a step stool and looked down because it was just covered. The entire room was covered with letters and pictures and this and that. Like, I mean, stupid. But I organized it. So you can organize your nostalgic photos by people, by time periods, by where you were living, that kind of stuff. So organize it, package it up, and either use it, put it somewhere where you can access it regularly, or put it somewhere where it's going to be when you decide to go get it, or you put it out and have it and touch it and look at it and have it. But I want you to enjoy your memories today. I don't want it waiting off in some room theoretically. Like if you love your pictures that you have of people who you lost in your life or relationships or a time when you were feeling different or whatever, it can be so great to look back at yourself and say, wow, I've come so far. Or look back at yourself and say, wow, I've learned so much. Or look back at yourself and say, wait, I remember who I am. So I'm a big nostalgia person, but you gotta get the benefit now. You gotta get the benefit now from a lot of that nostalgic stuff. Hold on to it, treat it well, organize it, and get the benefit now. Other than that, let's see here. Scotty says, an abundance of open space, yes, is a very European philosophy I discovered in my Spain and France. Very international jet setters I mess with here. I discovered in Spain and France, and I'm bringing it into my American life. Amen. Extra space is a flex. Extra space has become a flex. Like, if you ever look at like well-designed spaces, like you look through magazines and stuff, they pull all the people's like personal stuff and it'll be like an empty shelf with like one, piece of ceramics. Because empty space, it communicates refinement, control. When I say control, I mean power. Like I can just choose this. I can choose that. My space serves me. Everything's, where it should be. I'm totally cool, calm, and collected. Like that is the vibe of empty space. Whereas when the walls are caving in on you and you got, oh, but those are the papers from the 1970s. I loved the Carter administration. Like I have to keep all those 500 newspapers. No, you don't. So my recommendation is do something extreme. My third thing I'll tell you about it, besides do something extreme, flip it on its head, go the other way, choose it. My third thing is the best thing, and I've actually sent this to a person before. Fortunately, they thought it was funny, but I meant it. Best thing you can buy is a big box of contractor garbage bags. I'm not joking. A big box of contractor garbage bags because they are puncture proof and stuff like that. And you just put all that stuff in there. If you can get white ones, clear ones, that's better. I'm sorry, not clear, not white, clear. If you get clear ones, that's better because you can see what's in the bag. Put all that stuff in the bag. I don't care if it's a chair. Put a big bag over it, tie it up, put it out of your way. If you have a garage, if you have a shed, if you have a basement, if you have someplace where you can just shove your stuff away so that you can kind of take a baby step and put your toe in the pool of getting rid of everything and just put everything away out of your sight and then live in the experience of how nice it is to not have so much stuff in your space. You're going to do like, I think was it Melanie, somebody who said earlier, you just don't even remember all the stuff that you've had. When you start living lighter, living leaner, you're not even going to miss it. But that's not just in your physical environment. That's in your emotional environment, in your identity, in your relationships, in your social life. Everything should serve you. Everything should be enriching you. And I'll leave you with one last healthy thing here. Oh, hold on. Melanie says, I took photos of all my photos. Yes, and saved it in a digital file. Great tip. I love that. Tired of moving photos. I love that. I love that. Take photos of the photos, and it's so easy. And it's also now with AI, they can say, I want to look at pictures of this person. I want to look at pictures of that person, and it'll go find all the pictures of that person. So it's kind of an upgrade. Melanie says, gave hard copies to my daughters to do what they want with them. That is freedom. That is power, and that is freedom. I love that, Melanie. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to tell you one more healthy habit clutter thing, and it's about your kitchens. People, I got this from a trainer, the best trainer ever on the planet, Joanne Lee. I think her log line is like, or her whatever we should call it is saving waistlines for 25 years or something like that. Love minimalist design. Yeah, it really is soothing. I think it's now, with us being so inundated with so much stuff coming at us all the time, doing stuff that can just like zen, minimal, like that kind of thing can be very relaxing. But the thing for the kitchen, y'all, great trainer, she would tell me, you want to make the good thing easy and make the bad thing hard, or make the hard thing easy and make the easy thing hard. And what she meant by that is when you're in your kitchen and you're trying to eat healthier, and she's training all these amazing athletes and clients and stuff like that, she would say, like, if there's something you want to do, like you want to drink water, you want to take your vitamins, you want to have fruits and vegetables, make that easy. Put it out, have it in front of you. That's the thing you see. And things that you want to avoid doing, like, oh my God, I got to stop eating, I don't know, so many Little Debbie snack cakes or whatever it is. I got to stop eating fried food. Don't bring it into the house. Make it really hard. Like, in order for you to get pulled back into that, you would have to like get in your car and drive somewhere. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Take Grubhub off of your phone, like all that kind of stuff. So that's just another tip that I forgot to tell you before. But I mean, we went over a lot of different types of clutter: functional clutter, relationship clutter, emotional clutter, identity clutter, rut clutter, kitchen clutter. I think I said visual already, social clutter, and we know what to do. Do something extreme, flip it on its head, shift to choosing to have more space and more room. And that way more things can come into your life to serve you. You guys have been amazing today. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the hearts. We're going to be back here next week. Who knows, by next week, next Sunday, we might even have 50 subscribers. And I'm doing the 50 subscriber thing because that is when YouTube will realize that I should be allowed to use my phone to stream for you guys. So we'll get better video quality. Hit the link, hit the like button, and hit the link below and give me your information. That way, when I come up with my health journal, I can give you a free advanced copy, hopefully, and we can go from there. And before I go, what is the healthy say? She says a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. Yes, your brain has to process all that stuff to look at. Yes, so I'm trying to declutter to give her a break, give her brain a break. That sounds beautiful. I love you. You inspire me, y'all, every week, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for making this your healthy habit on Sundays. And let's see, Tony Clark. Why is Tony Clark in the house that I didn't know? Tony Clark. Big kisses to you, sweetie. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to see you in here. Happy to see you, and congratulations. Oh my gosh. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Next Sunday, same time, same bat channel, same bat place.